This is a video instruction for the cup holder thingo repair for Lexus GX460 2014 to 2023. Let's open up the box. Here's a set of the instructions. Within you'll find this is for the rear thingos. This is the kit, and the rest of the kit for the front ones. So we're laying out the components of the kit. You should have 4 bolts, 2 nut holders with 2 nuts on each one already installed, so 4 nuts total, 1 Allen key, 4 springs, a set of left and right cup holder thingos, and then another one left and right. So let's put 2 of these off to the side. Get some springs out. Two bolts out. So now installing the springs onto the thingo. You can see the spring has a hooked section that's meant to go in the groove. I like to line up the hook side first and then squeeze the bottom, get it into place. Snaps into place right like that. Repeat the process. Hook into the groove. So now the springs have been installed. So I've already removed the old broken pieces from the cup holder assembly. So I'm gonna start off with this one. You want to make sure it's slanted downwards, so when it's installed, this is upside down. This is correct. Coming from the back. And then make sure the spring goes into that groove right there. While pushing it into place, grab a bolt and line it up from the top. Flip it over, line it up from the bottom, push it all the way in. Repeat the process. We're going to install it like this. So you're going to want to line that spring within that groove, push it in, line it up from the top, grab your bolt, push it in. So then I like to push one of them back up. Grab your nut holder and then make sure that this side is pointing downward. So it goes on like this. Grab your Allen key, line it up. Screw the one that's furthest down in first. Get those threads started. So now we'll start on the other one. Get it screwed in. And then make sure during the tightening process that the nuts stay all the way in place. And tighten them down evenly. Make sure they're nice and snug. They don't need to be super tight. And there you go. That is how you install the forward fingers. So then you would repeat the process on this side. So now going over how to do the back, you're going to want to rip the tape off for the wiring harness. And then starting with the side, we got a couple of clips. So one clip's there, one's back here. Then on the bottom we have one. And then the same on the other side, another one. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna start with popping this out of place, then coming on down to the bottom and lifting up so that it becomes unclipped. So once that one side's unclipped, repeat the process on the other side. Lift that, lift the bottom, and the bottom popped up. So this side, you could see it's already became detached. And on this side, just pull it apart a little bit. Make sure you go straight back. Watch out for the wiring. We could set that piece to the side. Next, we need to take off the finish. So we'll close the glove box all the way, flip it over. You will see we have 1, 2, 3 Phillips head screws. I would recommend getting a long Phillips head screwdriver and just coming down, unscrewing. Once you have removed all 3 screws from the back, you come and right here there's a little slot. Take a screwdriver and then come onto the side. Can be kind of challenging getting it to pop off, but there it goes. And then slide it forward and then it comes off. See, it's 3 tabs in the front, so you gotta slide it off. 2 tabs on the side. Set that aside. Now we gotta remove the hinge section. So first, you're gonna pull the spring up. Make note of what the location of the spring. Pull it up. Next, you're gonna rotate the lid assembly and then line on the teeth of the gears. You can see there's an arrows. So starting with the spring side, you're gonna carefully lift it up. You're actually supposed to start on this side, line them up, and you could pull it up and then back, making sure it goes through that slot. It's located right there. And now you could flip it over with this back side slightly pulled away. Line the arrows up. It gets kind of jammed up, so you wiggle and pull it out, and then pull the spring up with it, and then remove the lid, and then set the hinge aside. So now we have access to the back fingers. So to replace them, stick a screwdriver in the middle, in between, and then as you pry it apart, make sure you lift up just like that. Get one side out, you could slide it across, it comes out. So then we will be installing the new one. So on the rear thingo, it's a little tricky to see, but you could see this slot has a circle in front of it, right there. You can see that. So if you use the springs we provide, you need to make sure that slot lines up with this end. Stick it in right like that. Push it like that. So you'll note that the spring is pointing straight up. So you'll come back to the cup holder assembly. Catch the spring tail. Oh, can be kind of tricky. With the back like that. Slide it into its groove right there. And then with it flat, push straight down. You can see it is installed now. So I'll repeat the process on this side. So if you are gonna reuse the factory springs, pull it out. And then looking at the back side, oh, let me try to get into better. You'd see right there is a circle dot. So the OEM springs are black. You want to make sure you go on the opposite slot of the one with the circle. If you're going to be using the OEM spring, make sure it's that tail. Goes in. Push it into place. Line the spring up with the groove. Twist it into place. Once in place, push straight down. And then we will reassemble. So start off with installing the spring. Into the hinge like that. And on this side of the cup holder assembly, we will angle the lid and the housing in order to get the lid attached. Once in, make sure you line up the notches like that. Push that into place. You rotate the spring into place like that. So leave that like that for now. Repeat the process on the other side. Make sure you line up the notches and then lift up on the hinge. Oh, you could see that I messed up. The teeth are not aligned. So if we pull it back apart, There we go. Can be quite tricky to get them all lined up. You can see that one's lined up. And if we rotate, see this one is no longer lined up, so we need to take it back apart. Line this back, the hinge side with the spring. I find that one lining it up first works out the best. So once it's lined up, flip it around. And line it up, put it in place. So now we need to get the spring in the correct orientation. Grab the tail, twist it down to the ledge, just like that. And then we need to fold it open, or fold it closed. And then this peg should slide into the grooves. You can see that peg right there. Now that is working properly. So now we will reattach the lid. So with these 3 tabs facing up, line it up with the cup holder assembly. Once it's all flush, push it into place. Now close the lid. Reinstall the 3 screws. Next, close the lid. Grab the back trim. Stick the wiring harness through the hole. And then we will be lining up these tabs in this slot. So once it's lined up like that on both sides, push it back. Make sure the tabs are in their slots. See that on both sides. And then push it together. We have clipped this one as well as the bottom side one. So we'll repeat the process on the other side. Push it into place. Clipped in. And clipped in on the bottom. So now it is fully back together. The replacement front thing goes and the back one. Thank you for watching.